Okay, after looting this introductory video we watched last time, I'm interested in maybe starting a Space Marine army. They seem like a good place to start. And a friend suggested this video by Bricky. Apparently in this video it explains each legion, so hopefully I can learn something and maybe I'll find the one I like. Okay, let's start the video.
Hello everybody, my name is Bricky, currently stuck in the walls of the most prodigious school in the Imperium by punishment for falling asleep during class. God bless the Skull of Progenium. Many of you have come across my Every Faction Explained video. Firstly, thank you. Secondly, we are here to dig a little deeper. Space Marines are the quintessential poster boys of Warhammer 40,000. When people think 40k, they think Space Marines. But there are many types of Space Marines, formed from 20 separate legions. We are going to rattle them off in order and give you a quick rundown of each one. A disclaimer, like in my Every Faction Explained video, this is a mix of accuracy and memes. If I say the Salamander's Legion specializes in hugging children and petting puppies, they aren't exactly doing that, mostly. I would like to pet this creature.
I would like to pet this creature.
They care about civilians and are a bit kinder than the average Space Marine. A Space Marine being a genetically modified...
I already like the salamanders.
A million new and terrifying organs shoved into them, refrigerators strapped to their bodies, and are so far above the average human that they are referred to as demigods instead. Each Space Marine has a father, unlike you, a Primarch, which is basically an even bigger Space Marine that was forged in a
like
the
you.
God Emperor of mankind, that gigantic golden dude you see everywhere, who is both the leader and now the martyr of humanity. The Primarchs are his 20 sons, built in a lab, who lead 20 legions of Space Marines, who are their sons. Not from a lab, but rather a dissection table, giving them the powers and skills of their associated...
I'm pretty sure there's like only 18.
A special organ carrying the genetic makeup of their Primarch, and, you know, their seed. So if Jagatai Khan of the White Scars has the genetic makeup that wants him to go really, really fast, then his sons, the Space Marines, also want to go really, really fast.
That makes sense.
That I am only referring to the legions this time around. If you're interested in sub-factions like, let's say, the Black Templars, then it's not going to be here. However, I do have a excellent Black Templar video. I'd argue it's probably the most accurate one I can think of. It goes through the whole lore, everything about them. It's a very long video, and I'll put it in the description. Just look up Black
something new to
video
check
in the
out.
description. You'll get what you need. And now, with the easy explanation out of the way, let us begin with our first
Let's go.
legion. Dark Angels. Allegiance? Loyal. Primarch Lion L. Johnson. A duelist. A knight. A real asshole, I'm not gonna lie. The single word descriptor? Paranoid. The Dark Angels are our first legion, hailing from the death world known as Caliban.
Oh God.
Primarch Lion L. Johnson.
It blew up.
What happens when you try to make the side profile Chad meme into a genuine character. He is a master tier dude, a brilliant strategist, and an overall dick. There are few situations he isn't prepared for, and few fights he isn't ready to lead head on. This makes the Dark Angels have a very Knights of the Round Table vibe. They look like the knights of old with these large suits of power armor, often donning robes and hoods. Their names also follow this. They have like Ezekiel, Azrael, Belial, Samuel, and so on. However, the common thing associated with Dark Angels are the Fallen, a part of their faction that turned traitor against the Imperium, and they are very heavily trying to expunge all knowledge of them from existence. Fallen? What Fallen? Never heard of any Fallen. Do you know about the Fallen? We're gonna take you away and mind probe you to make sure you have never heard of the Fallen. They definitely don't exist, and if they do exist, which they don't, we will find them.
Have you heard of the Fallen?
They love their interrogations. They thrive in it. Lionel Johnson is a scorched earth policy sometimes, and it's given to his sons in force, which makes sense considering that when the Lion heard of a Chaos Primarch on a homeworld different Primarch, whose mom was there, he was like, let's nuke it. The Dark Angels are a special group where they formulate themselves into 3 different factions. The Deathwing Terminators, slow-moving, tough phalanx. The Raven Wing, fast jet bikes and flyers. And the Green Wing, which is just...
they're all different colors.
They are a jack of all trades, but not in the sense where they're good at everything, but rather they have a lot of things that are good at specific things. Like instead of 20 people that have a multi-tool, they instead have 20 people with gigantic power tools for every job imaginable. If you like being suspicious about everyone and everything in your surroundings, but you also like to have a whole lot of deep Knight type lore, run the Dark Angels.
The One Piece! The One Piece is real!
Our second Legion is a special one.
What the hell is happening?
If you can see,
Oh, that must be one of the ones that got expunged.
11.
The Emperor's Children. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Fulgrim, a perfectionist, an artist.
Ah, first Chaos Space Marines.
And the single word descriptor, perfection. The Emperor's Children are all about the pursuit of perfection. Perfection in all they do. Perfection in war, in artistry, and perfection in every other aspect of life. Their armor is a gleaming pink, purple, and gold. Their ships have spires of gorgeous marble and gold statues in their honor. Fulgrim is a man who believes the pursuit of perfection is the goal of all things. And I mean, look at him.
It's pretty.
Can you truly tell me that he is not perfect? The hair, the features. As Primarchs go, he is the one you look at, and if 40K had a guy that would give you the best sex you've ever had and never call you back, this is the fucking guy.
Oh, who would blame
Why
them?
This pursuit of decadence led them to the evils of chaos. Yes, Emperor's Children are our first Chaos Legion, and not just a normal one. One devoted to, you guessed it, Slaanesh, the Prince of Pleasure, God of unspeakable excellence.
I mean, it was pretty obvious from the colors as well.
Their pursuit are now horrifyingly mutated beings through Slaanesh's great will. They torture and maim to feel perfection through pain. They screech and attack with sonic weaponry for perfection through sound. And they slaughter, aiming for perfection in war. Fulgrim himself lost the battle
That's
against
a cool
Slaanesh
model.
as a demon sword corrupted his mind and transformed him into the sexy man he was, into the sexy snake he is now. A demon Primarch, corrupted and bringing his legion's will by himself. As far as Emperor's Children go,
The sexy
they are
snake.
bad people. They do horrible things to anyone and everything. In fact, they're such trolls that their battle cry is for the Emperor, despite being horribly mutated and corrupted. If you've ever taken a little too much of a drug, or
Big Fist and gummies.
The concert was too loud and you didn't bring
Overload
any
on
earplugs,
gummies.
or whatever the reason, you just take all those things and you dial it.
Become invincible.
And you dial it and you twist it and the knob breaks. And that is the Emperor's Children.
God is dead. God remains dead. And we have killed him.
The Iron Warriors. Allegiance, traitor. Primarch, Perturabo, a warlord, a siege smith, an incel. Single word description, siege. Continuing the trend of our Chaos Legions, we have the Iron Warriors led by Primarch Perturabo of Olympia. To understand the Iron Warriors,
I like the hazard
one
stripes.
must first understand Perturabo. A man so bitter, coffee beans run for light. A man who hates the world and everyone in it. Who never got recognition for his deeds. Who hates his brothers and hates their accomplishments.
Oh, that sounds so
even
tragic.
more. Someone so laughably petty, so incredibly bitter that he goes full circle to becoming likable. Why? Because he's competent. The
He's good at
Horus
his job.
Heresy- We didn't talk about the Horus Heresy.
Oh.
Intermission. So Horus was the Emperor's favorite son, right? You know, so the Emperor walked into his room. Horus said, Dad, I just gifted 150 subs to Amaranth, and she said my name a ton, and she loved me for it. I really think that I might get to meet her one day. And it kind of played out something like this.
Your feelings for her are not real. They are real to me!
And then it started playing out a little bit more like this.
Let the seas boil. Let the stars fall. So it takes the last drop of my blood.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Iron Warriors, the Horus Heresy wouldn't have gotten shit done without Peter Turbo. Imagine an entire faction that is the personification of brutal industrialism, where you serve the Legion until your dying breath. You build and you kill and you siege and you kill and you literally
That is a
summon
cool color
demons
scheme, I'm not gonna
just to
lie.
take them and trap them in machines and use them as cannon fodder. This is a thing they do. They summon
Jesus.
demons to trap and use as shock troops. The Iron Warriors are siege warfare incarnate. They are heavy weapons, they are tanks, they are turrets, and they don't die. They hate Imperials. They hate Imperial Fists.
Do you need a pacifier, Iron Baby? No! No, I don't!
They are bitter
No,
incarnates.
no, I do not.
The Iron Warriors don't serve the Chaos Gods because they like them. They serve them because fuck you.
Come on, guys, let's go.
Not another speeding ticket. I'll fight it in court, but I don't think they're gonna accept gotta go fast as a medical condition.
The
Fast.
White Scars. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Jagatai Khan, a speed demon, a plane strider, a roast god. Single word descriptor,
Speed.
hailing
Yeah.
from Chagoris. The White Scars are all about speed. They love melee.
Gotta
but
go
they love it
fast.
even more when they are doing it from a motorcycle or land speeder. Or honestly, just running really damn fast. The White Scars are honestly forgotten about a lot, and that's lore accurate. They are a legion that doesn't seek the recognition or glory from the combat they engage in. They engage in it because it is their duty and because they love it. Not in the insane slaughter enjoyment of loving it, but in the thrill of the fight. They are known as the Laughing Killers because they ride into battle with a smile on their face and a chuckle in their throat. And as you can tell by their Primarch's name, they are Mongolian based. Remove
Yeah.
horses and replace them with motorcycles and land speeders.
Oh, okay.
That's your style. They are heavily based on the old times of Genghis Khan, and consider this is 40k and everybody's evil. You know, that fits. The White Scars are actually physical scars.
I mean, it makes
on
sense
their
with
body,
Khan.
going back to their heritage on Chagoris. The Khan himself is kind of a dickhead, but a reasonable one. He thinks ahead, he's intelligent, he's patient. He is often underestimated because he doesn't scream his accomplishments from the rooftops, which is what makes him and the White Scars dangerous. His skills are kept at bay, only to be
It's the
truly
quiet ones you
shown
have to
when
worry
time
about.
is needed. The White Scars are a forgotten legion often, but that doesn't diminish their accomplishments. All it does is surprise those who underestimate them. Speed, awesome Mongolian vibe they got going on, and if you really like to stab people, that's the White Scars for you. Shameless thirst break.
This is Dog. Woof, 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 woof. Woof, bitch.
The
Wolf
Space
bitch.
Wolves. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Lehman Russ. A Viking, a savage, the Undertaker. Single word descriptor.
That's gotta be Wolf. Yeah, Wolf.
There's so many goddamn wolf units. Skater, how many units in the Space Wolves Codex?
Who doesn't
have
like
the word wolf
wolves?
in their name? The Space Wolves are the 6th Legion and hail from Fenris, a frozen wasteland of a world with their Primarch, Lehman Russ. I don't really need to spend a whole lot of time
Very
talking about
Norse
Space
themed, I'm
Wolves
guessing.
because it's very obvious who they are. They are the second most obvious what their shtick is legion in the 20 legions besides the World Eaters. When you look at the Space Wolves behind, what do you see? Do you see Vikings in space?
Yes.
You've done it. Congratulations, you have found Vikings in space. But they have as much in common with a regular Marine as an all-day Viking with like a Roman soldier. You see, as a Space Marine, your body is so enhanced that you filter out poison, and so you can't get drunk. The Space Wolves distill a special mead out of a horrible poisonous plant that would kill a normal human so they could get drunk. They have fangs.
That's something
in
I
their
can get
mouths.
behind.
They sometimes cannibalize their enemies.
the hell?
Yeah, sometimes they eat people because they gain knowledge about them from there and about battle plans. The Space Wolves are savages. They're raiders. They're Vikings. But despite all of this, they are loyal to their core. Lehman Russ
Just like wolves.
is an egotistical guy who just shouts stories and tales of his accomplishments everywhere they can.
He does look
But
pretty
at the
cool.
same time, he was so damn loyal that instead of gunning down his foes, he hit him with a fucking backbreaker to show his devotion to wrestling. If you want Vikings in space, you found it. Play the Vikings in space.
We're gonna build the wall. We have no choice. We have no choice. Build that wall. Build that
Oh, it's the other
wall.
ones in that Iron
Build
Warriors
that
video.
wall.
The Imperial Fists. Allegiance, Loyalist. Primarch, Rogel Dorn. A builder, a phalanx, and he needs a hand. Single word descriptor, fortify. The Imperial Fists are led by Primarch Rogel Dorn, their homeworld of Inuit. However, they themselves are actually a fleet-based chapter, with their main source of recruitment coming from an enormous moon-sized ship.
Oh, they have
called
no
the
home planet, okay.
Phalanx. The Fists are a chapter you think of when you think of duty. They love to
Duty.
serve. The love to serve and the inability to be moved. Rogel Dorn is an architect, a master builder, and basically a rock. in brain and body. A lack of humor or ability to lie shows that he is as blunt as the weapons of war he creates.
He gets shit
Not
done.
the swords he makes, but like blunt, strong weapons. The fists are the same. Take your archetypical American Marine style look, a buzz cut, a hard sense of duty, and then throw in some power armor and a love for building defenses, and you
Nice.
have the Imperial Fists. They are immovable. When you find a spot, they're ready to defend. You can't breach them. Their knowledge of defensive warfare is paramount. Without them, the Horus heresy would have been so much more effective, but thanks to their insane and immovable tenacity, the Imperium lives today. And let's not forget that Iron Warrior and Imperial Fist rivalry.
I was gonna
Want
say.
to know why the Iron Warriors are so bitter? These guys are the reason why.
Hey, guys, bring the thing! Where is he going? Hey, that could have killed me!
Hey, guys! We missed! Get another!
Toronto are basically two sides of the same coin. One is just a bit more level-headed and got better jobs. If you want to be defensive, to be good at everything Space Marines are good at, bolters, heavy weapons, vehicles, you want a classic military fighting force, start
That's a
Fist.
lot of yellow.
I am having a very bad day. Today is one of the worst days.
Oh boy. Oh boy, here we go.
Oh
The
dear.
Night Lords. Allegiance, Heretic.
Ooh.
Primarch, Conrad Kurz. A sadist, a vigilante, the Presso Espresso.
They look like
Single
vampires.
word, fear. The Night Lords are my favorite legion, hailing from Nostromo and their
It blew
Primarch,
up.
Conrad Kurz. They are a traitor legion from a planet known as the Sunless World, or the
I'm
World
guessing a lot of
Endless
traitor worlds got
Night.
blown up.
Nostromo is a horrible hive city that is known for being host to some of the worst gang violence, murder, and working conditions around. The only thing keeping the population in check is the suicide
Oh,
rate.
God.
The Night Lords followed in the footsteps of their Primarch, a man who believed in a twisted sense of
Yeah, he
justice.
really does look like a
and the
vampire,
only
doesn't he?
way to make humans compliant
so
is
cool.
through fear. The Legion's lesson has been lost on them, as their ranks were repopulated by gang members, murderers, arsonists, torturers, and other words I can't say on YouTube, as young as 12 years old. Murderers before they were even teenagers, raised to become demigods.
Damn.
Now, fear is what they sow, and flesh is what they reap. The Night Lords are scum. They are the exact opposite of all other legions. They torture and they maim and they flay.
They look
because
scary as
think
shit
it's
doing
fun.
it.
They run away often so they can come back and kill you.
Oh,
with
look at that
more
claw.
numbers. They prey on the innocent and the weak. They kill normal civilians because it's easy.
I mean,
They flee
what would you do if you
battle
saw
where no
something like
possess
that coming at you in the
overwhelming
alley?
odds. They are the antithesis of normal Space Marines. They are scum. One time, a world did not comply to their demands, so they raided one of their ships and brought it into atmosphere. The crowds cheered and clapped
Oh,
as
no.
it appears that they had won the battle. And the airlocks opened, and the skinned and flayed bodies of the crew were thrown down in the populace. In other words, a legion of gangers and
Well, if it gets the
criminals.
job
Add
done, I
together
suppose.
a heavy Slavic influence to them. You've got my favorite faction.
You have not done the dishes for 5 years. So embarrassed when people come over here.
What does it matter? You bring them over, you kill them. Vampires don't do this shit.
Oh, it's the real
Blood
vampires.
Angels. Allegiance, loyal. Primarch, sanguineous. An angel, a vampire, a dead-ass motherfucker. Single word descriptor,
Blood?
blood. The Blood
Yeah.
Angels are 9th Legion, hailing from the homeworld of Baal, with their Primarch, Sanguinius. The Blood Angels are a tragic
So
tale of
pretty.
one of the best Primarchs, one beloved by almost everybody, a genuine angelic figure who led his people to glory, killed by the hands of the traitor Horus before the Emperor's eyes. The death of their Primarch led the entire Legion to madness as their gene seed malfunctioned and created something known as the Black Rage.
Ooh.
The Blood Angels degrade over time, experiencing something called the Red Thirst, which gives them a genuine vampiric thirst
Oh, they
for
really are
blood.
vampires.
As their minds degrade and break down, they get angrier and angrier, becoming berserk killing machines with no other goal than to
So they get
tear
worse over
everything
time.
in sight apart. But they don't see it as that. They see themselves there, at their Primarch's demise, with Horus in sight. And to them, it's time for vengeance. That Space Marine over there, that Chaos Space Marine, that's Horus. Kill him. That Orc War Boss over there, Horus. Kill him. That Tyranid Swarm, 1,000 Horuses.
Ah.
Horai. Kill them all.
Horai.
Toast come out a little bit burnt. Horus sabotaged your toaster. Destroy the toaster.
Destroy the
Do it.
toaster.
Do it. Kill your toaster. Do it. This slow, debilitating disease takes over the
The
Blood
chaos
Angels,
possessed
and it gives
toaster.
them this angelic, vampire, and Catholic-inspired imagery.
It is
They
pretty
have
cool.
Chalices of blood. They rest in coffins and can even use psychic powers to sprout angel wings from their bodies. They are a
I did
tragedy
wonder about the
through
wings,
and
to be
through, and
fair.
The only thing that will look more tragic are the mangled bodies of those they come in contact with.
I got a diesel engine, and honey, we forgot to mention, we're gonna take your job away.
The Iron Hands. Allegiance, loyalist. Primarch, Ferrus Manus, a machinist, an inventor, and not a great head on his shoulders. Single word, bionics.
Ah.
The Iron Hands are from the home planet of Medusa and their Primarch, Ferrus Manus. Does Ferrus Manus have an iron hand? You fucking know he's got an iron hand. The Iron Hands believe that the flesh is weakness.
Literal
So
iron
despite all
hand.
of their enhancements, despite all the things that made them demigods, replacing some of the flesh with bionics will allow them to serve the Emperor more. They go hard into vehicles and dreadnoughts. Dreadnoughts being giant walking sarcophagi that have wounded space marines piloting them from the inside. Vehicles, metal upgrades. These are the things that make up this legion. Their tech marines have servo arms sticking out from all directions. They have a wide array of mechanics and extremely often replace limbs with metal ones, serving all kinds of different functions to deal with their enemies. The Iron Hands are also not particularly nice. They're kind of assholes. I mean, Marines are already normally pretty big assholes, but they're a little bit up there because of their flesh, civilians made of flesh,
Oh,
Because, you
right,
see,
anything
the
that's not
flesh
robot.
is weak. Flesh is corruptible. Bionics, the strength of the machine is pure and cannot so easily be corrupted. So if you want people who have this little techno-fetishistic vibe to them, that love their vehicles and their walking coffins, hit up the Iron Hands.
Understand, Commander?
Okay, this video is really long, so I'll be splitting it into 2 parts. But that was a great introduction by Bricky so far. I'm not sure which chapter is my favourite. I'll have to wait until I've seen them all before I pick one to collect myself. But thanks for watching with me. If you want to watch part 2, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.